Good morning, boys and girls. Merry Christmas. We hope you and your family are having a wonderful and joyous time this Christmas season. In fact, that's our lesson today, boys and girls. We're going to be talking about joy again. You remember 2 weeks ago we talked about Mary and the joy that she was having, knowing that she was going to be giving birth to a child. And last week we talked about Joseph being happy because he was going to be the father to the child. Well, this week we're going to talk about joy as well, but we're going to talk about the joy that Jesus is going to bring to the world. Martha will talk about that a little bit when we do the activity. But today I thought we'd remind ourselves that during this Advent season, Christmas season, we will light candles in remembrance of joy, hope, peace, and love. And let's light a candle together. If you have one at the house, why don't you get a candle sometime today and light a candle in celebration of the joy of Jesus. I have some matches here, and I have a candle, and I will light one for us as we begin our lesson today. And we'll make this the candle of peace in the hope that we'll have a peaceful world in the year ahead, boys and girls. There we go. So let's get ready for our lesson today. But before we do, I want to remind you about your activity sheet. You have your activity books. You have, this week is called Jesus Brings Joy, and it has a little maze for you and a little story on the back. Martha will have another craft in a little bit, but I wanted to remind you, don't forget about your activity sheet. So let me go find our book, our lesson book, and I'll be back in a second to read our lesson for us today. Welcome back, boys and girls. It's time for our book lesson today. Once again, it's in our Celebrate Wonder book. And this week, the title of our verse is going to be Jesus Brings Joy from Luke 2, verses 1 through 7. It's on page 8 of our book, boys and girls, and it looks like this, So let's read or watch together, boys and girls. As the time for Mary to give birth drew closer, Caesar Augustus declared that everyone in the empire must be enrolled on a tax list. Life had become chaotic for Mary and Joseph. They had to travel many miles to Bethlehem to be counted on the tax list. There would be lots of people in Bethlehem, and Mary was about to give birth. When they arrived in the city of Bethlehem, they were finally able to find a place to stay, and Jesus was born. Mary laid him in a manger, a feeding trough. It was not a birth that they had planned for, but Jesus brought much joy to the world. So that's our story today. It's about the birth of Jesus and the joy that he brought to the world, boys and girls. It's a great time and a great time of joy and celebration for all of us. So let's move on to our video, and Martha will be with us in a little bit for the activity.
Hi friends, it's Abigail. Our story today is about the birth of Jesus. Before I first heard this story, I imagined Jesus being born in the most amazing place. I thought his family would have the best room in a beautiful and huge mansion. Jesus was so important. But the truth is that Jesus' birth was not easy. His parents, Mary and Joseph, had to take a long journey right before he was born. When they arrived, they couldn't find a room for his birth. Instead, Mary and Joseph had to share space with animals. Right after Jesus was born, he was laid in a manger. A manger is a big bowl that animals eat out of. Can you believe Jesus slept in one of those? Despite the situation, there was such joy and relief because the promise of God was fulfilled and Jesus was born. This story teaches us that even when things are hard, we have to keep going because joy is often on the other side. When I was younger, my whole family came together to go on a camping trip. There were 15 people going on the trip. We had to hike to the top of a mountain. Finally, we got to the top and realized there was only one small cabin, and there were only 3 beds. How are all 15 of us going to fit? While some of my cousins got really sad, my aunt looked at us and said, "We can make this work, and it will be fun. It's not the perfect situation, but it can still be really good because we are together." She was right. We played games and had a giant sleepover. I found so much joy in being with my family and was so thankful to God for all of us being together. In my story, there was joy even when the situation wasn't what we planned. And there is a lot of joy in this Bible story too. The joy of having a new baby, of finding a place to stay, and of seeing God's promises come true. Jesus was here. Even when joy is hard to find, we can see it in unexpected places. That's a wonderful gift. Now it's time for you to wonder.
So at Christmas time we decorate. You can see some of our decorations. One of the things I love is our angels flying me over here. We decorate because this is a happy time of year. This is a joyful time of year, an exciting time of year. So we want our house and our clothes and everything else to reflect that we are happy and joyful because Christ is going to be born. Just coming right up, isn't it? So let's talk about joy for a minute, because we've been talking about joy each Sunday. This is our fourth Sunday in Advent, so this is the last Sunday of Advent. We've been talking about joy. What is joy? You know, we talk about happy and we talk about joy, and they're very, very similar. But happy kind of comes and goes. Happy's like when you get the biggest hot dog and you're really excited. But joy is something a little bit deeper. It's something that kind of stays with you all the time. You probably have joy knowing that your parents or your grandparents, your aunt and uncles, they're going to love you and take care of you no matter what happens. You probably have joy knowing you have a church to go to where everybody is loving and warm and glad to see you. Maybe you have joy because you have a good teacher that you feel really good about being around. There's just some people that give us joy, isn't there? Maybe being with your siblings or your cousin, your brother or sister or your cousins. Maybe there's a special friend that you just feel happy when you're with that person. That's a deep joy, isn't it? And one of the greatest joys is to know that God is with us no matter what happens. And that's why people were so excited when Jesus was born, because it was telling us for sure, for real, God is with us. God loves us, because God sent his only Son to take care of us, to lead us, to teach us. So this is a season of joy. It's a season of happiness, not just because Santa comes. I mean, that's really fun too. And everybody loves new gifts. But we do that because we're celebrating a deeper. One of the things that happens to make us feel joyful is when we make other people feel joyful. When we make other people feel happy, then we have more joy inside of us. So our project today is to make little notes. We're going to make notes that you leave around your house or your apartment to tell your parents or your brothers and sisters or whoever's around the house that you love them and that you're thinking of them and that you care about them. They don't have to be fancy notes, just little notes that's going to surprise them and make them feel good. You ready? Okay, so I just got a plain piece of paper and I cut it up, into fourths. Your notes can be bigger than mine or they can be smaller, it doesn't matter. You might want to just cut out things from a Christmas card or a catalog or something and glue it on there. You can do that. I like to use my markers. So on this one, I'm just going to do a quick Christmas tree. You might draw a Christmas tree the way you know how. And I'll put some balls on my tree, right? And make it look happy and festive, maybe a star. So on this one, I'm just going to say, and you don't have to write anything if you don't do letters yet, but I'm going to say, Merry Christmas. And another one I'm going to do, I love you, because I think that's important to tell people that you love them. So this one's going to be, I love you. Oh, Ken's going to be surprised when he finds these. He's going to make him smile. It's going to make him feel joyful, and that makes me feel joyful. Let's see, what else can we do? Oh, at Christmas time, it's a peaceful time. We believe in peace and loving one another. So I'm going to do a peace sign on mine. You do a peace sign? Yeah, not hard to do, is it? Well, mine's a little crooked, isn't it? You could do better than that. Okay, And I'll just write on here, peace to you. Because I want Ken to have peace too. I want people to be nice to him. Okay, then what's the fourth one gonna be? Let me see. We've had a tree. Oh, I know. A star. Can you make a star? And I'm gonna say, you are my star. So here are my 4 notes I'm gonna hide. One says, you are my star, and I drew a star. You could do a fancier star. I was just kind of trying to hurry. I'm going to put an I love you. I think you know how to do that one, right? I'm going to put a Merry Christmas with my tree. And then I said peace to you, because I want him to have peace and love and all the good things. Okay, so now I'm going to hide them. Oh, he's going to be so surprised when he finds them. I don't know what he'll think when he finds them. Let's see, where should I hide them? Oh, let's see. I'll put this one under the bunny. I think he'll see it sticking out there, right? I guess I could put one on the tree. Do you think that'll surprise him? Or if I put it on the tree and he says, what's that on the tree, right? It doesn't want to stick, does it? Okay, that'll surprise him. Let's see, where else can I? Oh, he might water the plant, so I'll put one here where he waters the plant. Okay, and let's see. Where else would he go? Let me think. Oh, I know, he loves to sit in this chair, so I'll put this one in his chair so that he finds it when he comes to sit in that chair. Okay. That'll be fun. I think that'll make him feel joyful. It makes me feel joyful doing that for him, knowing it's going to bring a smile to his face. So you can make cards any way you want, just little things to let people know you're thinking about them, you love them, you care about them, and you want them to have a Merry Christmas. So this is our last Sunday before Christmas. We want you to have a wonderful, joyful Christmas. And remember, part of it is about bringing joy to others. So figure out ways you can bring joy to others this week.
Hello, what a day. Everything is happening and there's no reason to be afraid. You say, stand up, look around. So much good news everywhere, and oh, it's such a beautiful sound.